Something. Good evening. Glad you were able to come. We're going to talk about some health matters, particularly the things in this book called Holistic Self-Diagnosis. It teaches you how to diagnose yourself, find out whether your kidneys weak, your liver, your heart, your pancreas, your spleen, your intestines, your brain, your nervous system. And I have pictures in here to walk you through the process of how to diagnose yourself, and charts of how to understand what your blood pressure number means, and how to interpret the blood tests they give you in the hospital, whether your kidney's weak. So it just walks you through the whole process so you can be able to capture your health yourself and not let the hospital capture it and capture you into a cemetery somewhere. But the thing is, you have to have the knowledge to take care of your body. You walk around with it your whole life and don't know how it functions. That's not a good thing. So the book is just to help you to be more powerful, to be more in control of your life, and less in control of the hospitals and the pharmaceuticals and all those people that want to make a profit off of you, particularly McDonald's and other fast food industries, who don't care nothing about your health whatsoever. They have never taught you anything about nutrition, yet they're in the nutrition business. KFC has never taught you what vitamin A means, and they're in the nutrition business. But they don't care about that. They just want to control your mouth. Just keep you eating all the time. So this book is to help you to be more in control of your life and less in control of the pharmaceuticals and the fast food chain. The issue about health and wellness is not particularly complicated. It's just that we use a complicated language. We don't want you to understand. We want you to stay ignorant. It's part of the Hippocratic oath not to share information with your patients. It's right in the oath. The Hippocratic oath is something doctors take. It's a contract. It has nothing to do with money and health. It has something to do with a secret society. And they pledge they will not give information to anyone who's not in the society. It's in the oath. But nonetheless, that's just some piece of paper. It doesn't mean that much anymore. One time it did. We're trying to get a better understanding of health. And the issue is understanding what it's all about. And they make it kind of complicated. They say you have to know some chemistry and some biology and all that stuff to be healthy, but even a rat knows what to eat. It's not a very complicated thing. It's just the language we use is complicated. We like to make it complicated to make it seem like you're stupid. We say a lot of things in Latin, and you don't speak Latin. So you think it's something really heavy and scientific. We're just using Latin words. Diabetes, it means I pee a lot. That's all it means. We use these things, I got diabetes. I say, yeah, everybody pees a lot. What about that? But since you don't know what it means, you think I'm saying something very medical. Nonetheless, we use these languages, and the thing about it is to understand the language. What's the language of the eyes? When the eyes is telling you have arthritis or clogged arteries and veins, it tells you what the shape of the veins in your eyes and the whites of your eyes. So I go through the holistic self-diagnosis and go through all the veins and what each vein means, what high blood pressure vein looks like, what kidney vein looks like, so you know how to read the whites of your eyes. I even help you to learn the lambia. I'm getting into this Latin stuff now. It's a little black ring around your eyes, between your iris and the white part of your eyes, a black ring, and it's very thick in children, and when you get older, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So we can just about figure how old you are physiologically. You can say I'm 15 years old, and when I look at your health and your chemistry, I say, well, actually, you're 40. So it helps me read your physiological age, not your chronological age. So a lot of people just think, oh, well, I'm young, and I look at their health, I say, well, not really. You've already had 2 heart attacks, but they're 7 years old. They don't know how to read a heart attack. In children, a heart attack is heartburn. Say, I got heartburn. That's the sign of a heart attack in a child. So they have about 1 or 2 before I even see them, but they don't know how to read the language of the body, so they don't know when the body is telling them, be careful, don't do this, don't do that. The body is speaking this language through the eyes, through the tongue, through the teeth, through the fingernails, through the hair, through the eyebrows, and I go through all of those systems and say, this is what the eyebrows mean. This is why you have a white hair in your eyelash right there. It's related to your liver. And I take you through the whole process. Because there's no mystery, it's just that the body is using the language. And we have to be able to understand the language. And that's what the key to holistic self-diagnosis is about, to teach you the language that the fingernails use. Ladies, the nails break very easy. They're having hormone problems, split hairs, hormone problems, long hair in a man's ear or nose, prostate and hormone imbalance. So I'll teach you all those languages, no problem. But the women don't know because the men go to the barber shop and get the hair cut out of their ears. But they got long hair coming out their ears. Rest assured, as above, so below. But nonetheless, I teach you all those languages, how to read the hands, what the lines in your hands mean. One line is for digestion, one is for nervous system, one is for circulatory, and I teach you how to read those lines, you see. Teach you how to read the face. It's just the body saying, I'm trying to help you. Please help me help you. But since you don't know the language, you say, oh, I don't know, I just got this ache right here. Well, that's related to your lower organs. The body is not just giving you a pain accidentally. The body is following a law, the law of breathing out and breathing in. The laws don't change. And when it gives you a pain somewhere, it's telling you something. Give you a pain here is low blood sugar. Pain here is high blood sugar. Pain on the left side is pink. The body is just speaking to you. But the issue is that we have to start how the body is made. You want to understand something. How is it made? What are the rules? When do these rules start? The body is made when you're born. No. All of these things happen before you're born. You talk before you are born. You do not talk clearly, but you talk. You're talking. You laugh before you are born. You cry before you are born. All of these things are taking place before you are born. The objective is to know how it's structured. And we call it trimesters. Trimester means 3s for the brothers. The first 3 months is a trimester. The next 3 months is a second trimester. The third trimester is the last 3 months of pregnancy, which is 10 lunar months. It used to be 12 lunar months, 1 year, but it's been reduced because the health of the human race has gone down. Your bone structure is weaker than the caveman's bone structure. Your brain is smaller. You have been dumbed down. Most of you don't even know your own phone number. We have been dumbed down. So what is happening is all these things are taking place. The baby dreams before it's born, laughs, sucks his thumb, plays around. All of these things, the baby gets angry. Sometimes the baby's happy. Sometimes the baby's frustrated with you. So you have all of these emotions before you are born. You have anger, frustration, jealousy. All of those things came the minute you were conceived. You weren't conceived partially, you were conceived whole. And you had everything whole, and we call it holy. So the baby's inside of the mother, and you say the lady's pregnant, and the baby's inside of her wound, and we know the lady's not wounded, her penis wasn't cut off. That's a Greek concept. The baby's inside of the uterus. Is inside of some skin that we call a placenta, which you will relate to an eggshell. And inside of that eggshell is the yolk. That would be the baby. And the whites of the egg would be the amniotic fluid, which is known as the fluid of God, Amen, amniotic fluid, Amen, Amen. That's God's fluid, and it's a brain in itself. It is a form of intelligence. But the baby doesn't know Chinese, Swahili. The baby only knows emotions. It communicates to his mother emotionally. She changed her behavior and said, I feel like going walking. She does not feel like going walking. The baby feels like going walking. Say, look, get up, Heifer, I want to walk. If the baby's talking to the mother emotionally, and it does it, say, well, you did something nice today, so I'm going to give you some oxytocin. Oxytocin is morphine, and it makes you feel good, and wonderful, and relaxed, and happy. The baby said, well, you did all right today, I'll give you some morphine. Well, you didn't do all right, I'm going to give you some cortisol, which is a stress hormone. The only time you know it is when you get this pouch on your stomach you can't get rid of. That comes from stress. It comes from cortisol, stress. That's when you know it. But I'm saying the baby did that. Said, look, you're stressing me out today. I'm going to get you for that. And so it goes into cortisol, squirts out of his adrenal glands, all of these things. The baby's communicating to the mother emotionally. The first trimester, the baby's developing bonding. A bonding is emotion that you synchronize your feelings with someone else's feelings. It's like I say, I had a bad day today at work. I really did. And you say, you did? You had a bad day? I say, you're not feeling me. See, I'm not synchronized emotionally with that person. That's bonding. You synchronize your emotions with that person. It's like, I love you. And you say, well, yeah. See, I'm not synchronized. You say, well, you say, why didn't you tell me you love me? I say, well, I told you that last year, didn't I? I mean, it's no synchronization there. So bonding means I synchronize my breathing with you, my temperature of my body, the blinking of my eye. The baby's doing all of that. If the mother breathes fast, the baby breathes fast. If the mother blinks, the baby blinks. And whenever you're bonded for the rest of your life, that's what happens. You're sitting here and your temperature goes up 4 degrees, and your husband's in Barbados somewhere. His temperature will go up too, if he's bonded to you. If you blink fast, he will blink fast, even if he's in Trinidad, if he's bonded to you. The mother has cells of the baby. Each baby she aborts or births, cells are in her body alive until she dies. You can talk to your mother and your mother say, I know something wrong with you. I know it, child. Because you're living inside of her. You see, that's bonding. Your cells get into the other person's cells. That's what happens. The baby's developing bonding and attachment. That's the first trimester. Then the baby doesn't develop that too well because the mother was stressed. The father came home and treated her like a bitch. You see, didn't treat her with love and kindness, going in the right direction, you see. He came home with an attitude inside of his nigritude. So, therefore, the baby gets stressed because the mother was stressed. The mother wants to fight and flight, get away from that situation emotionally. So she stops giving nutrients to the baby so she can run from the crisis emotionally or spiritually, which reduces the ability of the baby to bond for the rest of its life. So the person can't bond to a job. You say, you always, every time you get a job, you lose it. Yeah, they have bonding problems. They can't bond to a job, responsibility. You say, why didn't you finish your homework? Oh, I don't know. Bonding problem, first trimester stress. And that causes angry expressions, you see. And you look at a rap cover on a rap CD and you say, why is all those angry expressions on there? Bonding problems. Once you know the language of the body, there's no secrets. You see, when a baby emerges from the uterus, that's the only emergency in medicine. When the baby emerges from the uterus, that's the emergency. If you get sick, that's a crisis, but you can't be born but once. So the baby's born and goes into these languages. And you say, oh, isn't that cute? Yeah, But if the baby is stressed because the mother's stressed or the father's stressed, the baby won't develop that communication skill too well. And they always crave that. Even when they get older, you hear them sing, ooh, ooh, Michael Jackson. Stress, first trimester stress, we can know from the sound. that the person makes. Marvin Gaye, ooh, let's get it on. He's always cooing in all of his music, raped by his father. You understand? You can hear it in the music. They're always cooing, always have angry expressions, because that's a sign of the inability to bond, not for one day, but for the rest of their life. You see, the second trimester, you develop identity and competence. If you don't get identity and competence, you don't have no identity of your own, not your own hairstyle, not your own walk. You walk like everybody else. You sag your pants like everybody else. You don't have any identity. Your identity is with the crowd, not an individual. Then you follow mobs for the rest of your life. You follow the group. Whatever the group wears, that's what you wear. You want to hear, what is the statistics? That's mob intelligence. You follow in the group. That's what statistics is, group. Mob intelligence. You always want to find out, what did the survey say? That's mob intelligence. You don't have it of your own, so you identify with everybody. Everybody sag their pants. All the singers sound the same. All the beats sound the same. No individual. That's second trimester stress. That's the language of the body, you see? Competence. Second trimester. All of this in my book, Self-Diagnosis, teach you how to read it, everything. How to counteract it. That's in my book, Raising Black Children. How to deal with it, identity problems, hyperactivity, masturbation, all that stuff. Because I used to be a psychotherapist for crazy people, challenge people, let me put it that way. I think that's politically correct. Nonetheless, I'm just saying, once you know this language, there's no secrets. None at all, you see. So that's competence. That's the second trimester, remember? Competence, identity. Third trimester, intimacy and concern. See, ladies married and say, well, let's go on vacation. Let's do things together. Let's have a romantic evening. Just look in each other's eyes and make sexual love with each other's eyes. And you say, well, you know I got to work late, and you know we can't go on vacation together because I got to work. You know, we need the money to pay off this bill. He's having problems with intimacy. He can't be intimate with you because he can't be intimate with himself. That's third trimester stress. They used to hire people like me, the prison system in the U.S. We go into the second grade. I'm talking about 8-year-old children. And from their expressions and the sounds they make, we predict how many prisons to build. I used to do that kind of work. Because we know the language. If there's too many angry expressions, they're going to get in fights. You know, they're going to get in fights, they're going to end up on probation. Oh, you need to build 3 more prisons here in New York. That's what you do. I used to hire me to do that kind of stuff. I don't do it anymore. I'm trying to be, you know, holistic and all that. I'm not trying to be all those things. Nonetheless, I'm just saying, just knowing the language. If somebody don't know the language, say, how'd you do that? How'd you figure that out? Simple. Just look at the sounds they team to lean on, all that music. Ooh, 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 ooh. Even the football team. Ooh, 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 ooh. I said, it's too much cooey here. Too much bonding problems. But nonetheless, just to know these little things helps you to understand yourself. You pick up a child and they do like this. That's a fear reaction. They're afraid they may be abandoned, not cared for, so they go like this. You think it's cute. That's a sign of fear. That's a sign of fear. So whenever I want to make you fear, are we still together? There's a revolution over there. So that's a sign of fear when you do that, you see. So if I want you to feel fearful, I go back to the first position you had for fear. I say, stick your hands up, you're under arrest. That's why they say that. They know the program. You don't know it. Because the baby's floating in this amniotic fluid and electrical sparks are firing off. You call them electrolytes. When the electricity strikes the mineral, it lights up, and we call it electrolytes. So if it's a lot of sparks firing off, we know that's acid. You see? And it was just blue sparks, heavenly sparks firing off very slowly. We know that's alkaline, you see. Then the fluid tastes a little acrid when it's acid. It's slippery when it's alkaline. So the baby can touch happiness, hear happiness, see happiness, and drink the amniotic fluid, taste happiness. To the baby, happiness is holistic. Anger is holistic. So from then on, if I want you to bond to something for the rest of your life, I give you a flag, that's the eyes. I give you a sound, you follow me? That's an anthem. And I give you a fruit, so every state, every country has a flag, a color, has a fruit, has a flower, because that's bonding. They're playing the game on you, you don't know it. That's why you bond to football teams, because they have a certain color. Why you think they have colors? They're not doing this stuff. These are billionaires on these teams. They say, how can we make these people addicted to my product? Go hire some psychologists. They hire me. Say, okay, well, let's do this and let's do that, and we have them. There's psychologists that put together the wrappers on candy bars. When a child looks at a cartoon, that's about 15 psychologists coming at him. Sound therapists, color therapists, and they put it together, manipulate the hell out of you, because you don't know how your machine was built. Once you know how this machine is built, you have a lot of respect for it. So the trimesters, they're in threes, because 3 is a solar number. And we come from a solar system, which we call meta, and some people call it meta-neta. Solar, metric. It's 1 and 0. It's in tens, because those are only symbols you use in computers. It's the 1 and the 0. You don't use any 1, 3, 4, 5. No, it's just 1 and 0 coming out of the metric system, which is a rhythm system stolen by a guy called Morris, who wrote the Morris Code. And you know white boys can't dance. How can he come up with a rhythm language? That's the old Congolese drum language. Communicated message from one side of Africa to the other in less than 7 days. They use a 1 and 0. That's how they make a computer. It's nothing but a damn drum. You see? But when you don't know this, you can be had, totally had. So the baby's inside the placenta, stays there for 9 months, as you would say. Then it emerges from the uterus. And it has to be in arm. It has to see the mother's face, because the mother's face is the key to understanding itself. It's the key to understanding language. The mother frown when something is, they don't know English, Chinese, Spanish, they just know emotion. So they see that expression on their mother's face, so that sound means unhappy. They see a smile, oh, that sound means happy. So they need to see the mother's face. That's why the umbilical cord comes up to the lady's breast. Each umbilical cord is long enough for the baby to reach the mother's breast. That's it. Because the baby wants to see the mother's face. That's it. That's the emotional language of the baby. The baby's looking up at the mother, and the beginning of her face is the mouth. And you are trying to bond someone to your religion or whatever it is, you say, in the beginning, there was the word. Duh! You're damn right. If you're looking up at the beginning of your mother's face, it is words coming out of her mouth. In the beginning, there is the words. So I took you through a birth process, because you were without form. You were an egg moving upon the earth without form. Are you still following me? I just sucker punched you into my religion. No disrespect. I'm just saying, because I know how the body is formed, I just take you back to your original DNA and program you. That's all we do. You have to know when to stress the mother and how to damage the sperm, and you can rule a nation. No problem. Sperm is born in 3 months. The sperm is born, but it has to be incubated. So the brother's pregnant for 3 months. He should have a maternity top on. He's always knocked up. Pregnant with sperm. And you know right well, if you're pregnant, you shouldn't be drinking any alcohol, you shouldn't be smoking any cigarettes. You know I'm telling you the truth, and he's pregnant all the time. That's why he like pregnant women. You sure look good. Yeah, because he's knocked up anyway. So nonetheless, I'm just trying to give you an understanding of once you understand how this machine is put together, how emotions are put together, then you can take them apart. You have to know how it's put together to take it apart. How to take you away from yourself. Attach you to McDonald's. I use McDonald's colors. I use McDonald's sound. Coca-Cola has music. Coca-Cola has sound. It's red. Because when you close your eyelids and I flash light at it, you will see red. And babies love red of all colors. So I give you this red and you wonder what's going on. No, no, no. I know how the machine is put together. A psychiatrist knows how to make you crazy. They have to know crazy to know sane. They have to know crazy to know sane. Dangerous people. I work for a lot of them, consortiums of them, 12, 20 of them. Crazy guys, you know. I could tell you some stories, but I don't want to scare y'all. You think these white people looking out for you? I work for them. I don't want to upset you and scare you. All right, so let me just go back to the little health stuff and keep you nice and safe somewhere. Nonetheless, I'm saying that the whole structure of how to be healthy is programmed in you. The baby only ate 3 meals a day and didn't eat any snacks. The amniotic fluid is changed 4 in the morning, then around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 6 o'clock the baby's finished eating for the whole day. The baby's following the circadian rhythm. You come out, you got to follow the master's rhythm. You still eating like the master taught you to. That's right. You got to eat carbohydrates because we don't give no slaves no steak to get some work out of them. We give them carbohydrates, rice, starch, yam, potatoes. We give it to you, and grease. Grease is what we need. Grease makes food taste good. You got to put grease in everything. So they put grease on your collard greens, grease on your callaloo, grease on the potatoes, grease on everything. They put grease on grease. They don't care. That's right. And they got a love affair with grease. They put that grease on them and say, I've used the grease of a deer, I can run fast. If I use the grease of a boar pig, I can be violent. You say, let's call it lotion. And they used to take grease baths, what you call lotion today. You see, you don't see any other. Go look at National Geographic. You don't see nobody greasing itself up. Nobody's doing that stuff with the Europeans. Nonetheless, we're just going to keep it on this nice, politically correct. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. I'm politically correct. Now, we're talking about understanding the body and understanding when to eat and what not to eat. We know it's not one titty full of milk and another one full of Wheaties. They don't go together. Nothing combines with milk in nature whatsoever. Nothing combines with milk whatsoever. Nothing combines with meat whatsoever. A tiger doesn't kill a deer and drag it over to the salad bar, bite the deer, eat the salad, bite the deer, drink the water, bite. A tiger ain't gonna do that. Tiger ain't that damn stupid. Say, I'm eating meat, I'm eating meat. So in nature, nothing combines with meat. In nature, nothing combines with milk. Milk is always drank at the temperature of the mother's body. It's not cold. You cannot give cold milk to a baby calf. You cannot give pasteurized or marginalized milk to a baby calf. It will kill them in less than 7 days. You can't even give bread to a dog. If you give it to them, they get constipated and die within a week. And there you go, eating bread. Cook the bread. Oh, it's pasta now. Bake the bread. Now it's a cake. All right, fry the bread. Now it's a pancake. All right, make it into a string. Now it's spaghetti. You just eating bread. Carbohydrates. And carbohydrates make alcohol. Barley makes beer. Rye makes whiskey. Grapes make wine. Carbohydrates. The more you eat, the more alcohol you get. That's why you happy all the time. They ain't never sad. No, they drunk. They're carboholics. They're just eating a lot of carbs, one carb after another. And chewy, creamy food simulates milk. They want to be nurtured by their mother. That's why they're eating that creamy food. They miss being nurtured by their mother. You can tell by what they eat how crazy they are. If they're eating something that crunches with salt on it, they got anger. Chips, 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 chips. You say they're crunching all that. Because they got to take all that tension away, so they're chewing gum to get rid of that tension, you see. No animal chews gum, aside from the fact it's made from wood tar, coal tar, and old tires. I mean, that's another issue altogether. But no animal chews gum. No animal gets up late at night and take a snack. I ain't never seen a cow get up and say, I better take a snack. Moo, moo, moo. They ain't going that stuff. No animal gets up late at night and eat. No animals eat at night. A veterinarian tell you feed a pig all night, you're going to have a damaged pig. You can't feed no animal all night. But if you take them to the hospital, they put them on the nurse's schedule and they feed the baby all night. That's the hospital schedule. That's not nature's schedule. Because your body goes to sleep at night. That's the law. You have what we call a rhythm, a circadian rhythm. You see? Yeah. From 11 noon time to around 7 p.m. at night, you can eat. That's the law. Then from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, your body's absorbing stuff. You can't eat anymore. Your body says, I ain't eating no more. I'm finished for today. So the food just sits in your stomach and rot. Smells like a bowel movement coming out your mouth. And you say, oh, my breath did something bad to me. I got bad breath. Let's give it special education. The breath ain't bad. You did something bad to your breath. That's why it's sitting in your stomach and it smells like a turd. So when you talk, you got the funkerized breath. Somebody just want to hand you a roll of toilet paper when they talk to you, because they know it's where your mouth should be, sitting on the toilet. Nonetheless, from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, it's a kind of absorption phase, and from 4 a.m. in the morning to 11 o'clock, that's the cleansing phase. So if you eat something in the morning, it should be cleansing. The most cleansing thing is water and fruits. I'm talking about sweet fruits. I'm not talking about non-sweet fruits, which is corn, which is a fruit, which is barley, which is a fruit, which is rice, which is a fruit, which is beans, which is a fruit, which is okra, which is a fruit, which is tomatoes, which is a fruit, which is string beans, which is a fruit. I'm talking about the sweet fruits. They're cleansing. Barley is a fruit. There's a seed you flatten called oatmeal. That is a fruit. But they're non-sweet fruits. So we just got into the habit, oh, is it a vegetable? Yeah. Vegetables do reproduce, and whatever they reproduce with is the fruiting part of the plant. So I'm saying it's a fruit. That's the part of a plant. All of them are vegetables. You don't, well, we don't know. We just think callaloo is a vegetable and apples are fruit. No, they're all vegetables. It's just a part of the vegetable I was talking about. The barley is the fruiting part of the barley plant. String bean is the fruiting part of that plant, or French beans, whatever name you want to call it, which is 1 cup of raw string bean juice is at least 2 to 3 units of insulin, in case you want to know. Raw string bean juice. Grind it up, make it into a juice. It has to be raw. 1 cup is 3 units of insulin. Because food is the medicine and medicine is the food. Nonetheless, all of these rules were a part of us before we emerged from the uterus. And then we got on this hospital schedule, and then we got on this plantation schedule of eating a whole lot of starches and greasy stuff. And we haven't gotten away from it today. Rice, 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 chicken, rice, chicken. A chicken is just a buzzard with feathers. It's just a pig with feathers. A chicken will eat another chicken. A chicken is nothing more than a pig with feathers. And I don't mean I don't like to say anything bad about pigs, not that I have any as friends. But pigs are in what you call a hippopotamus family. They will stay in water all day if they're in the wild. They'll take a bath all day. They're very clean, smarter than dogs. But if you put them in a little cage some damn where to grow, because you want to have some bacon or something, then the only water they can get to is rolling in their own bowel movement. Then you say the pig is filthy. But the pig is very clean in the wild. Take baths all day. Similar to you. Take you out of Africa, put you in some ghetto and some council houses and look at them niggas. Look how they act. Look, the condition you're living with is causing this. If you create a condition where people destroy themselves with food or with guns or with violence, if you create a condition, according to the Geneva Convention, they call that genocide. You don't have to shoot them, you just create the condition where they shoot themselves, rape each other. You create a condition, according to the Geneva Convention, where people destroy themselves. It's called genocide. We don't get it. Even those folks don't get it. Nothing against people who say, we shall overcome, we shall. Did the Ukrainians do that? Hell no. They know how to fight white people. They pick up a rock, something. They ain't walking around saying, we shall overcome. No. Look how the white people act with each other. They say, no, you want something, you got to take it. That's how they show it. Right on TV, they show you. Y'all go ahead on singing them songs and trying to vote your way to freedom. The Ukrainians say, we ain't voting for a damn thing. We taking it. You can't vote for freedom. Nobody's ever did that in history. But nonetheless, let me stay with the food. And go back to eating your rice and your meat and your fried foods. Now you have become addicted. You have become addicted. We are addicted to food. We're addicted to dysfunctional people, Jerry Springer, Atlanta Housewives, dysfunctional movie stars, Morgan Freeman, and he shows pictures with him and his male lover. We're addicted to all of these dysfunctional people. You know that. You know Janet Jackson is not functional. Yeah, you know Michael Jackson had problems. It's no secret. We're addicted to dysfunctional people. More than likely, if you like somebody, they have crazy anyway. Because we're addicted to dysfunctional people. We have a lot of addictions. We're addicted to dysfunctional movie stars, Beyonce, whatever that girl's name is. You know I'm telling you the truth. Yeah. Dysfunctional politicians, that little girl that wrote that story about her family, and all the brothers and sisters said, we didn't do none of that stuff. She was a lawyer or something, Supreme Court. Some lady, you know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying. Yeah, whatever, Biscuits, whatever her name is. I'm just saying, yeah, whatever. We're just addicted to this kind of things. And it comes because we were set up to be addicted. They call it the catechisms during slavery. They set you up to be addicted. You had to repeat it every morning. Who you afraid of? You, master. Who you love? I love you, master. We had to repeat that every morning, the catechism, so we could be addicted to our master. Yeah, that's why some people got a master's bedroom and ain't owned by nobody white. I got a master bedroom. You crazy. You got a big bedroom, but you can't have no master bedroom because you ain't got no master, I don't think. Negro, please. Nonetheless, let me get back to the diet. I didn't mean to go off. You know, I goes off occasionally. You know, sorry about that. The rice made me go off. The devil made me do it. So we're just trying to say that if we listen to the body and know what the body is saying and speaking to us, it'll lead us on the right path, because the body is not stupid enough to kill itself. It's going to lead you the right way, but you got to give it the right things. then it will lead you past all these obstacles that you have in life, because you'll have the intellectual and emotional ability to solve your problems. We lack the emotional vocabulary to be human beings. Emotional vocabulary, emotional expense account, and emotional budget. You should have that. You should have an emotional expense account, emotional budget, emotional vocabulary. You should have that. Some ladies be upset and their husband don't even know it. He can't read emotional lessons in a soccer game. You know what I'm talking about. Didn't you know I didn't like that kind of food? No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Why you got to tell me things? He can't emotionally read you. He lacks the emotional vocabulary because the men are not taught to be emotional. Suck it up. Man, don't act like that. Well, half of you is your mother and half of you is your father. So if you don't act like that, when is your mother's DNA going to show up? When? The woman acts aggressive, they say she's nothing but a lesbian. No, her father showed up. It's in her DNA. And then when she acts like the other part of her, what's wrong with you? Women don't talk like that. I'm the man. Then he grabs something that he used to have. More than likely he got enlarged prostate and he can't get erection anyway. That's why he's after Red Bull or whatever the bull is. I don't know. Nonetheless, we're just trying to say that it's inherent in our bodies to guide us the right way, but we have to give it the right fuel, the right food, the right emotional food, the right intellectual food for it to operate correctly, because if you have a physical illness, it's damn sure a mental one involved, and it's also a spiritual one involved, because you're a whole person. So your whole person is sick. You may get an illness because you're doing something spiritually wrong, or you may get an illness because you're doing something emotionally wrong. Or you may get illness because you're doing something physically wrong. It can come from either way. It can come emotional, spiritual, or physical. We always think it's always physical. No, you can be emotionally upset, angry all the time, and if you're angry all the time, you can eat sugar, because sugar's going to love you because it's sweet, and sweet things mean love. So your emotions cause you to eat all this sugar because you lack the emotional vocabulary to talk to yourself. Keep in mind, a crazy person says something crazy to themselves before they say something crazy to you. And they're always rehearsing stuff. When I say this, she's going to say that. When I say that, she's going to say that. They rehearse a conversation before they have it with you. Then when they get to you, I say that, and you say the wrong thing. You didn't say that in my imagination. What's wrong with you? They are members of the greatest nation in the world, imagination. And there are a lot of members in there and a lot of presidents. Imagination is the greatest nation in the world. Second only to urination. There's a lot of black people pissed off. I didn't mean to go there. All I'm trying to say is you have to have emotional vocabulary, emotional budget, and emotional expense account. Some things are too emotionally expensive for you to do. Talking to a certified Negro under warranty, that can wear you out. Talking to some of your friends can wear you out. Some things are too emotionally expensive. Some people do emotional drive-bys on you, call you up and dump a whole lot of crap on you. You say, wait a minute, you're not in my emotional budget for the day. Just dismiss them, because they're going to wear you out. People with problems, you have a nice day and all of a sudden you say, I don't know why I'm so depressed. You just talked to 3 depressed people. What's wrong with you? They didn't wear you out. They're not in your emotional expense account. You don't have no budget for these Negroes. Nonetheless, let me go back to science, because most of these people are in your family, and I don't want to go there, You lucky if you can get out your house sane. Leroy's in the closet masturbating to Ray Charles. All these freaks in your family. Cousin John's half drunk, want to hit on your sister. I'm just saying what's going on. If you can get out your house sane, you're doing something if you're black. Then you end up going to school and understanding Christopher Columbus discovered Africa. and breath and air. You gotta learn all this stupid stuff, and they make you crazy. Then you meet someone, you expect them to be sane. What's wrong with them? They went to public school. That's what's wrong with them. They gotta behave crazy. Let me go back to my subject. So we just want to chew properly and nourish our body properly and eat properly. That's the key to it all. If it wasn't made by God, just stay away from it. You understand? You know bleached white flour wasn't made. It was made in a factory. So stay away from it. White rice, they took off all the brown stuff, the fiber, and they sell that to you separate. Like they do the wheat. They sell you wheat germ, wheat fiber. They sell everything from the wheat separately.
What about the brown rice?
The brown rice is all right. That evil black rice, that wild rice, that's the better one. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to answer questions in a moment here, aren't we? We're going to take a break. Let's take a short break. Rise, my children, rise.